I watched my big brother harass a woman for 2 months straight, and I couldn't stop laughing. My neighbor's son started hunting the moment he moved in 3 houses down, and I don't use that word lightly. When a girl rode by on her bike one morning, he yelled, "You'd look better sitting on my face instead," loud enough for the whole street to hear. So I just wrote him off as another Jefferson High douchebag, until my little sister Lily came home crying and told me what he'd said to her. Lily left for school in her standard Jefferson uniform, plaid skirt, white polo, same outfit every girl wore, when this new neighbor boy who couldn't be older than 17 blocked her path at the corner and said, "That uniform shows me exactly who you're gonna grow up to be. I want to be first in line when you're ready," and made these wet kissing sounds until she ran. She's literally 13 years old. I walked her every morning after that, adding 20 minutes to our walk just to avoid him. By week 2, he'd graduated to physical assault. My friend Natalie sits next to me in chemistry. Sweet girl, wants to be a pediatric nurse. Thursday, she's reaching for beakers when he pressed against her from behind, hands sliding onto her hips, and said, "Don't play hard to get, you know you want this." When she jerked away, he laughed and said, "Accident, but you felt how hard I am. I know you liked it." The teacher was writing equations on the board, completely oblivious. Then he targeted Mrs. Johnson, a 30-year-old married woman who was just trying to plant marigolds in her front yard. This piece of crap stops his bike, watches her kneeling in the dirt, and says, "I like you in that position bent over. If you're bored of your husband, I can show you what a real man feels like." Then stood there grinning while she scrambled inside. No woman in the neighborhood was safe, and it didn't matter if you were 14 or 40. Sunday morning, my mom and a few others walked over for what they hoped would be a reasonable conversation. His mother answered in yoga pants and a namaste tank top, looking annoyed at the interruption. Our mothers explained calmly that her son had been making inappropriate comments to their daughters, touching them and making them uncomfortable, but she just laughed. Not nervous laughter, genuine amusement. "Boys will be boys," she said while examining her manicure. "Maybe your daughters shouldn't be so tempting. When they dress like that, what do you expect?" My mom tried reasoning with her about the married women being harassed too, but the woman just shrugged and said they should save their sexy energy for their husbands instead of parading it around the neighborhood. Then she shut the door in their faces, but not before adding that her son was just being friendly, and we were all overreacting. That's when it clicked. She wasn't just clueless, she actually believed her son's behavior was normal. Fine, I'd show her exactly what boys being boys look like. I told my brother Connor everything that night. Connor's 19, played varsity football, has this crew of guys who look like they stepped out of a CrossFit commercial. He listened to every detail, jaw clenching when I described what happened to Lily. "So, if boys will be boys," I said, "then be boys." Connor smiled, not his usual goofy grin, but something sharper. "Leave it to me." The next week, Connor and his friends started hanging around the creep at school, fed his ego like a Thanksgiving turkey, acted like he was their new best friend, and this idiot ate it up, showed them exactly how he made the kissing sounds, demonstrated his hip thrust technique, repeated every disgusting thing he'd said. Lily's gonna be so ready in a few years. Natalie was grinding on me in chemistry, playing hard to get. Mrs. Johnson was basically begging for it, bent over like that in her garden. Connor's crew memorized everything, every gesture, every phrase, every revolting detail. 2 weeks of this. 2 weeks of intelligence.